My name is Jorge de la Cruz. I've been the sheriff for 4 years. In January 2017, I became the sheriff. I've been a cop for almost 25 years. I've worked at 5 different departments. I love it here. I've always liked it here. I had to haul horses across the state, because I wasn't going to leave my horses, because I've always liked horses. I've never considered myself a cowboy. I'm probably being humble, but I've always liked being around livestock, and it's always something I've liked doing, and I think I always will till I can't anymore. Being a police officer is the second thing that I like the most. When I was growing up, we were migrant workers. We traveled all over the country, following work. And in the summer times, after school, we did farm work, chopping cotton, picking vegetables, whatever needed to be done. That's why I enjoyed doing what I did. Even now, I still every once in a while find a tractor driving job because to me, it's relaxing. I went to school to become an architect, and when I got back to Texas from Arizona, I started working on a farm again. I love it so much I used to work at the feedlot for free. For a long time I worked at the feedlot for free, just to go ride pens. We'd rope, we'd doctor, and then I got smart and I decided they should pay me. And they agreed, and I used to love going, especially shipping days. I used to go to Mexico to work cattle with a friend of mine that was also a cop, and for free. That's how much I liked the lifestyle. For the day, I was just a guy. Man, it'll clear your mind. Or me, it did. Nothing mattered then but me and that horse and being able to forget the world. There's been a couple, 2 or 3 times in my 25-year career that I thought about hanging this up and doing cowboy work for a living. But my wife is a smart one. She talked me out of it. I never wanted to be a cop, but my brother was. And he talked me into going to the academy, and here I am. This is my calling. This is what I like to do. I love talking to people. I like serving people. I've always liked visiting with people, especially with old-timers. I used to know an old man that I used to like visiting with him because he was a horseman. His name was James Whitehead. The man had a lot of knowledge. I feel like I've made a difference in some people's lives as an officer. I've had younger kids that I dealt with them when they were little kids, teenagers. Now they're adults and have kids of their own. I've had them tell me, that I actually had an impact on their lives. And to me, that's satisfying. It makes it worth, all the headaches, the challenges, the disrespect, and the negativity that you see on TV towards law enforcement, because I know what the reality is. I'm not denying that there is some problem officers, but it's not like you see on TV. We take care of the department by weeding out the officers that don't fit the department's needs or the direction the department wants to go. I feel like me, not only as an administrator, but as a police officer, it's my responsibility to bridge the gap between law enforcement and the citizens who we serve. Because without the community support, we're not going to be successful. Being open-minded is the needs of the citizens. Because I'm a people person, that's the part I love the most, is being able to talk to people. I'm just a bullshitter, and I like talking to people. I like to visit with people. The people here are amazing. It's a sense of community, and they're really, really good people. I knew a long time ago when I first came to work here in 2001, Probably my second year I knew that this is where I was going to retire. That's the only thing that's a constant that never changes. The people are still nice here. You know, right now we have a great group of deputies and jailers and dispatchers, and everybody that works here is overwhelming how committed and dedicated they are to the department and the citizens. This is God's country. It's dry and dusty, but for criminal activity is going to be officer presence. You know, so if we're out here driving around and somebody's thinking about doing something illegal, they might think about it twice if they see. One of my favorite things to do is putting up cows. You know, when people's cows get out and you get to play cowboy. We pride ourselves in when we run out of jail. Most of the people we deal with are good people. You know, some of them drugs or alcohol, other problems in life. You know, that happens. But for us, we're still brothers and sisters, daughters and sons. We pride ourselves in freedom of dignity and respect. That's one of the things that I'm proud of, is to share, you know, how well our staff works and the amount of professionalism that they have. They treat the inmates, and I think it reciprocates. It makes our job easier. In our department, one of the most challenging things is manpower. In our county, we don't have amenities. You know, our grocery store, a movie theater, budget restraints and constraints, you know, that I can't pay you what Lubbock County pays you, or a bigger agency, Lubbock PD or Amarillo PD. I can compete with that. So it's really hard to have people come work here in the middle of nowhere, because we don't have the manpower. Then, you know, kind of like, you know, ranch work. You're out here doing it by yourself. It takes a special kind of person to come and want to work in this kind of environment. You know, when you're a migrant worker or working around cattle and stuff, one of the things that you have to do, kind of like in law enforcement, you have to know how to do a lot of things and know how to do them by yourself. Especially when I was a kid and we didn't have cell phones and you didn't have two-way radios and none of that. If you were out in the field and something happened, you have to take care of it on your own right then and find a solution and make that problem go away on your own. And I think that's part of what helps me in law enforcement. Every farmer has limited resources, budget, and they always make it work. In our department, it's the same thing. You know, there's a lot of limitations, but we always manage to stay ahead and accomplish our objectives. You always make it work. I don't give up easy. You know, in Spanish they call it terco, which means hard-headed. It might take me a while to accomplish what I want to accomplish, but I set a goal and I'm gonna try to achieve it. I was talking to a kid the other day and I was comparing it to kind of like when you break a horse. You start not knowing what he's gonna do or how it's gonna turn out, if he's gonna hurt you. But once I get started, I never quit. Man, I was scared, but we kept going. And at the end, you know, the satisfaction that you're able to stand back and, oh, that's what I did. That's what I accomplished. You know, that's pretty satisfying. Right now, I still have 2 horses. I'm thinking about getting a third. I haven't broke a horse probably like in 10 years. And I want to do it again, mainly for personal reasons. I guess to know that I can still do it.
Deputy, whatever he tells you, 1306. Sorry, Sanitas Kids Last by Rip Super Lad by Rip Keith.
I bought it because my girls wanted, they talked me into it. You know, I just want to pass it along to them, and that's what they want. I know my oldest daughter, Courtney, has always liked horses. And when we used to start colts, or we would ride horses, she always loved it. And I've always been proud of her because she's the one that's always wanted to be around horses. One year she did a play day event, and she ended up with a barrel racing buckle on a roping horse, which I thought was pretty amazing. You know, and my dad grew up around cattle and stuff and horses, and late 40s, early 50s, you know, riding a horse to school and riding a horse to go check the mail and stuff like that. So I guess you could say it was in his blood and it just was passed on. Having a horse is just something that I just probably could not do without, because it's still an escape for me. You know, even if it's once a week going out there and brushing the horse or, you know, feeding the horse, to me, it's like I still hold on to the one thing that I love to do. And it'll probably always be like that.